Hi guys, Gedusek here and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will explain the basics of the DCA trading method. So the DCA stands for dollar cost averaging, and it's a concept in trading that is pretty profitable but also very risky. So that's why I want to first explain what DCA is, how it works, and then I will create a very simple expert advisor in MT5 that will trade this strategy. So what is a DCA? So I think the best way to explain this is to actually draw something on my on my screen right here. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay, so let's just say that this is the current state of the market. Okay, so the market made this first leg, second leg, and now we are thinking, okay, the price will go up, therefore we open a buy position. So at this point right here, we open, let's mark it blue. So this is our buy position right here. Okay, can I type also? Oh, I can type here. Perfect. So let's just say that we buy right here. Okay, 0.01 lots to make it simple. So now there are two things that can happen. So obviously the first thing that can happen is that the price goes up, and if the price goes up, we are in a profit, we close the order or the position, and that's it. So that's the perfect scenario, let's say. The second thing that is more likely to happen basically is that the price will go against us. So the price doesn't go up, it continues to go down, and now we are in a loss. We can say that this is, for example, 100 points, just to make this very easy. So let me just type here 100 points, and let's just decrease the font size to, for example, 12. I hope you can see it on your screen, but I think you can. Okay, so now what can we do here? So we can either hold our buy position and hope for the price to come back up and into a profit, or we can implement the DCA strategy. So with the DCA, we would open next buy position right here. Okay, so let me just, let me just do it right now, right here. Okay, blue, and let's just buy and increase the font size. Okay, so now what happens? So now what happens is that we have two buy positions. Yeah, it's okay. One is here and one is here. This position, the first one, is 100 points in loss. This is at 0. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. What has to happen in order for us to be at a break even? So if we weren't or if we wouldn't open this buy position, the price would have to come back to our opening price, okay, right here. But now, since we opened our second position, the price, in order for us to be at break even, has to only come back to 50 points. Okay, so it doesn't have to retrace all the way, it just has to retrace like 50%. Yeah, because now this second buy position is 50 points in profit, the first one is 50 points in loss, therefore 0 break even. If the price goes up 60 points, okay, so like 60%, then we are in a profit. Yeah, so here you can see that by us opening two positions, we can like leverage our chances of closing both positions in overall profit. So basically that's the DCA. And the same thing applies in a case that the price continues to go down. So now the price continues to go down right here. Let's say this is another 100 points. We open additional buy position right here, okay? And now I think it's pretty simple to understand what has to happen in order for us to be at break even. Now the price only has to come back right here, okay? So at this point we are at break even and we can close all of all of our buy positions, or we can wait a little bit longer and then close with profit. Yeah, and this is how it works basically. Yeah, we keep opening positions in our initial direction until we are in overall profit or with small loss, for example, and then we close all of them. This is very simple way of explaining this. There are of course more ways of how to basically increase the chances of closing the positions earlier and in profit, for example by increasing the lot size. So let me just demonstrate it here. So where's the eraser? Erase. Okay, can I erase it? Perfect. So let's just say that we work with these two buy positions to make it simple. The first buy position is 0.01, the second buy position is 0.02. Therefore the profit from the second position is like 2 times the profit from the first position, because there's double the lot size. So if we double the lot size for the second position, now the price only has to come back 25 points in order for us to be at break even. Okay, so now there has to be only small retracement in order for us to be at break even. And for example, if it goes 50 points, so to the half of this retracement or this price movement, we are in profit. Yeah, so by increasing the volume basically of those additional positions, we leverage our chance of closing in profit. So this is how it works. It's very simple, and I want to show you how to code something like this in MT5. So yeah, let's do it. DCA is, yeah, also one more information. When you are implementing DCA concept into your, or when you are adding a DCA concept into your EA, it usually works well for mean reversion expert advisors. Yeah, it doesn't go well with trending EAs. Yeah, you usually want to like spot a sideways trend in the market and then trade DCA, so mean reversion. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's do it. Let me just delete all of these files, or close them, not delete, and let's start. So this is my MT5, this is my MT5 IDE. Expert advisors. Let's find the YouTube folder, which is right here. Click on it, new file, expert advisor. Let's call this DCA. Next, next, and finish. So the usual stuff here, okay? Nothing new, nothing difficult. So let me just increase the font size here to 18, and we are good to go. I will also just delete all of these comments because I don't need them, and I will also delete the onDayInit function since I won't be using that one as well. Okay, so let's start with the usual stuff. Okay, so since we will be opening positions, we have to include the trade/trade.mqh library and then create object, so ctrade trade. We also will be working with ask and bid price, so we have to create variables for those like this. And let's start. So now the strategy behind this will be very, very simple. I will demonstrate it on my chart right here. So let's, for example, open Euro USD. What I will do is that I will just simply add RSI indicator because it's a good reversion, mean reversion indicator, let's say. Let's go for initial settings of 14. And what I will basically do is that I will wait for the RSI value to go below 30 and then above 30. For sell position, it's the same, but like it has to go above 70 and then below 70. So what I'm waiting for is basically for these crossovers, okay? And when something like this happens, I will open either buy position or sell position right here. If the price goes in the direction it should go. So for sell position, if the price goes down, and for buy position, if the price goes up, I will immediately close the position. But if the price goes against me, I will open additional positions, therefore implementing the DCA method. So that's about the strategy. So let me just create a few inputs. So we will start with the first input section called general settings. Okay, so in here we just do the magic number that can be set to some random number. Then we will create a new group called RSI settings. Okay, so input integer input RSI period. So this is for the RSI period, obviously. And then we will need two inputs for the buy level and the sell level. So by default, the buy level is 30, sell level is 70, but we want to allow the user to change and optimize these levels, because we don't know if these levels are the best ones or if there are any other good options as well. So that's why we will create input by level, set this to 30, and then input integer input sell level and set this to 70. Okay. So now let's create the next group. We will call this volume settings. Okay, and what I will do here is that I will create two input variables. So the first one is input initial lots. So these are the lots for the first position, okay, which will be 0.01, and then I will create an input called input additional lots multiplier, okay, which will be equal to 2 by default. So what this means is that when we open a first position, for example buy position, that first position will have lot size of 0.01. Then the second position, so when we basically activate the DCA concept, will have 2 times the initial lot sizing position, so 0.02. The third position will have 2 times the previous lot size, basically, which is 0.04, then 0.08, and so on and so on. So this is like, yeah, I think you get the idea. If you don't want to increase the lot size, which can also be the case, I can just turn this to 1 and it will work like that. So let's leave it like to 2 for now. So I will create one more or two more groups. So the first is about the targets. Okay, so targets settings. So take profit, stop loss. Since we will be working with like a cycle of positions, it won't be as like, we will have to handle targets a little bit differently. But don't worry, it's also very simple. But yeah, it will be a little bit different than from usually setting the take profit stop loss. And yeah, so what we will do is that we will just create double input cycle take profit points, which will be 250, for example, and input double input cycle stop loss points, which will be, for example, 4,000. Yeah. Why am I saying cycle here? So since like we can open multiple positions, so when we are, for example, working with 3 buy positions or 3 sell positions, those 3 sell positions are like a cycle of sell positions. Okay, so that's why I am using cycle here. And why the stop loss is so big? Well, with DCA you often get pretty high drawdown, let's say. Not with every cycle, but sometimes it gets like to a big drawdown, and you usually want to let the drawdown basically run. Yeah, you want to let the positions run and just wait for that market reversion. So that's why you want to set your stop losses a little bit higher, but that can be also optimized. Okay. And now the now the last group is about the DCA settings. So, DCA settings. So the obvious question is, how do we determine when to open an additional position? I usually decide between two options. So the first option is to base it on a signal. So for example, with our buy position right here, okay, let's say we open a buy position at this point, the price continues to go down, and then we would open additional buy position with next signal, which is right here, and then with next signal, which is right here. So that's the first approach. The second approach is to set this based on the distance. Okay, so we can say that the distance between each position will be, for example, 500 points. So then when we open buy position right here, we check 500 points, which is at this point. So at this point right here, we would open additional buy position, and then 500 points from this, which is right here, yeah, and so on and so on. So these are basically the two most reliable ways of doing this. Of course, there are more ways, but I think for this video we can stick with these two. I will start with the signal generating option, because for me it's a little bit more convenient, or not convenient, but I think it makes more sense, because with like static distance there's like not it's just static. Yeah, it's not based on the current market dynamic, let's say. It's just like distance, which isn't very smart or very sophisticated. So that's why I will start with the signal generating option. DCA settings. I will implement one thing, which is minimum distance, because what we want to avoid is that, I will show you on my screen. So what we want to avoid, so let's just say once again that we open buy position here, and then this sell signal basically happens at the same buy signal happens at the same price level. So we don't want to have two buy positions at the same price level, yeah, because it doesn't make sense for this concept. So that's why I am implementing this minimum distance input, which will basically check the distance between the previous position and the potential new position, and if the distance is smaller than this value right here, it will wait for a new signal to appear. Perfect. So that's why I'm adding this, and then we can also do something like or do you know what, let's just stick with this right now. Okay, great. So now the next step is to get the RSI indicator. For that I need to create a handle, which I did right here. Then I will go on my init function and I do something like this. So RSI handle is equal to IRSI, current symbol, current period, input, RSI period, and price close. Okay, so this is our RSI. So now on tick function, let me just do a few things here. So first I will get the latest ask price, which is symbol info double, current symbol ask, latest bid price, which is equal to symbol info double, bid price. Then what I need to do next is that I need to get the number of bars, which will be equal to I bars, symbol period current, and static integer last bar. So now I check, so if last bar is not equal to bars, meaning we are working with a new bar, so new bar appeared on our chart. What I will do is that I will get my RSI values and also, yeah, RSI values. So what I will do here, sorry, okay. So what I will do here is that I will create an array RSI values. Okay, I will use the copy buffer function. So RSI handle buffer number is 0, starting position is 1, count is 2, and double array is RSI values. So now I can check for check like the conditions, or I can check for a signal, yeah, enter signal. So if RSI values at position 0 are below input by level, and RSI values at position 1 are above input by level, then we want to open by position. Very similar for the sell side, we just change this to higher. Sorry, my keyboard is below the mic, so I can't like look at it because I don't see it. So that's why I make so many typos here. Yeah, and this is for the sell side, okay? So we just like change the inputs or the variables here. Yeah, good. And also we change these, I don't know how to call this. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Perfect, so let's do this. So trade by position. So double volume is input initial lots. Symbol is symbol, price is ask price, stop loss is 0, take profit is 0, and we don't have to give it any comment. So trade, sell, and the same thing right here. So it's input initial lots, symbol, bid price 0, 0, and empty string. Okay, so why am I not giving it take profit and stop loss? So very simple, as I said before, with the DCA we have to approach take profit and stop loss or checking the targets a little bit differently, and I will show you how in just a second. So now like this is not completely ideal. This is a good start, okay, but now I will slightly change this. So what I will do is that I will create a function. Yeah, a function, okay, of type integer. So this function will return the number of already open positions of specific type. Okay, so if I, for example, need to know how many open buy positions are there currently, this function will give me the answer. So open position, we'll do integer type, okay, and here we just do sum is equal to 0, and now we just do our for loop. So for integer x lowers positions total and x plus plus. Here we select with ticket x and we do type integer type, and also magic position integer magic. And I forgot one thing. Here on init function I have to set the magic number to the or I have to do this thing right here. Okay, so now I have to check. So if magic is equal to magic, sorry, input magic number and type is equal to, let's call this position type. We can't have two variables with the same name. So if this is true, then sum plus equals 1. So we increase the sum variable by 1, and then we return the sum right here. Perfect. So now, since we will be opening buy and sell positions or additional buy and sell positions based on signals, yeah, this function will be used for opening the initial position as well as opening additional positions. Okay, so the difference between the difference between the initial position and the secondary or additional position will be in its lot size. Okay, so for additional positions we want to increase the lot size. For initial positions we don't want to do that. So that's why I will do this. So integer open by position will be open positions of type 0, and integer open cell position will be open positions with 1 right here. So now, if open by position is equal to 0, therefore there are no open positions, this has to be the initial, the first position, okay, because it just has to, like, yeah, it just has to be. And else meaning this is an additional position. Okay, I will do else if here because there will be one more thing I have to check. So open by position is not equal to or is larger than 0, and there will be also one more condition that I will implement later. And I'll just copy this, paste it here for now. I will change this later as well, and do the same thing for the cell side. So equals 0, perfect. And now else if open cell position is larger than 0, I will do this thing right here. So now obviously we need to keep the track of the last lot size. Oh, come on. It keeps like... Okay. We have to keep the track of the last lot size. Okay. So here on global scope, I will create 4 new variables. So the first variable will be last by lots, which is equal to 0. Then it will be last cell lots, which is equal to 0. And then last by level, which is equal to 0. And last cell level, which is also equal to 0. Okay, so if we are working with our initial position, we can say that last by lots is equal to input initial lots. Okay, and if we are working with initial cell position, we can say the same thing. So last cell lots is equal to input initial lots. Okay. Let me just do what we can style it like this. Okay. So we can say this, and then also we have to say that last cell level is equal to bid price, and here last buy level is equal to ask price. So here in the if else statement for the additional position, we have to check the distance. Okay, so that's why I implemented this input minimum distance points variable. So we have to say and math absolute last by level minus ask divided by point is larger than input minimum Come on. Minimum distance points. Okay, so this is our secondary condition. This is for the distance. And here we just do the same thing. Last cell level minus bit. I don't have to worry about okay, let me just do this. Okay, so this is the correct way. Yeah, and here there is one more thing I have to do. In the additional position, I can't use input initial lots. I have to use last cell lots times the input additional lots multiplier. Okay, so now I am multiplying the lot size for those additional positions, and then I have to do, sorry, here will be last by lots, and here I just have to do last by lots times equals this thing right here, the same thing right here. Okay, so let me just do this. Last cell lots, yeah, very, very simple. Perfect. So now when I run this, it will work, it will open positions, but this is not enough because now we only open positions, but there's like really no like we don't close them. Okay, we only open them, which is not ideal because we want to close positions as well. And we will do this inside a new function. So let's create that function. So type void and let's call this close positions. Yeah, very simple. So this function will have two steps. So the first step is that we will need to get the we will need to get basically, or we will need to calculate the profit of our cycle. So if we open 4 buy positions, we have to calculate the overall profit, all of those 4 buy positions combined. Yeah, the same thing for sell. And once we have the information about the overall profit, we can decide whether we should close the positions or not. So here it will require one argument. No, it won't require one argument. It will be without any arguments. We will do so double buy profit, sell profit. Okay. And now we will do our for loop. I will just copy and paste it here. We will delete the type thing. We will do this. We will also need opening price, which will be position get double price open, and we will also need current price. Position get double current. And I think we can also calculate the profit, to be honest. Yeah, so profit points will be equal. So this, I will do this in one line. I think you will be able to understand. So if position type is equal to 0, meaning buy position, okay, so 0 is for buy positions, then the profit is calculated like this. It's current price minus opening price divided by points. If this is not another case, then it has to be a sell position, and in case of sell position, it's exactly the same. We just like switch open price with current price. So it's it's open price minus the current price divided by point, and by this we get our profit in points for the position. So we will keep this because we have to check the magic number. And now if position, or we can do it like this. So buy profit plus equals position type equals 0 profit points, otherwise 0, sell profit plus equals position type equals 1, then profit, otherwise 0. So this is how we basically sum up the profits for buy and sell positions, because we don't want to mix them. Yeah. And now it's very simple. We can say if buy profit is larger than input, and I forgot the input cycles take profit points, or buy profit is lower than negative input cycle stop loss points, okay, then we want to close all those positions. So we will do another for loop here. So let's just copy this, and we can delete this, we can delete this, we can delete this, we can delete this. We just have to check the position type to be equal to 0, and if it is equal to 0, then we do trade position close with the ticket and -1. Let me just style this. Okay, so this is for our buy side. Also, it's like when you are working with closing multiple positions, it's always a good practice to do a nested for loop, just to make sure you close all of them. So just do something like this and nest the second for loop inside the first one. Yeah, it's not difficult. And also we have to basically reset the last buy lots and last buy level. Okay, so let's do this right here. So last buy lots is equal to 0, or we can do initial lots, basically input initial lots, and last buy level is equal to 0. And now we can do the same thing for the sell side. So if sell profit, yeah, last sell lots, here last sell level, and the only thing we have to change here is the position type, which has to be equal to 1. Perfect. And now we just have to take this close positions, and we will call this close positions function at the end of our on tick function. So yeah, let's check it how this works. So we haven't tested anything so far, so I hope I got everything right, but the chance is very, very small, because usually you will have some errors in your code, but maybe, who knows. So right now, let's change this to Euro USD. 15 time frame is okay. 5 years, why not? Visual mode, because we are testing basically the EA itself, not its performance. So does it work? Well, it seems like it. Oh yes, there's one thing I forgot. We also have to update the level after we open our additional positions. Like this. Perfect. So now it should work relatively well. So our first sell position, there was a signal here, but we didn't open it because the distance was, oh, it was very close, but I think like the closing price, can you see it? I hope you can. Yeah, it was very, very close, but I think our filter filtered the position. So let's just wait here. Do we open any additional? Yeah, so this is our additional buy position. Okay, so this is the signal, and we open it right here. And then our next buy position is right here. And additional position is right here. And we close all of them with a loss of 4,000 points, which is not ideal, but it's part of the strategy. Also keep in mind that now we are just like checking whether it works well. Here you can see that this is basically why we implemented the DCA. So we open this buy position, it goes into a loss, we open additional buy position, and then we close both of them with overall profit of 250 points, which is always nice. Yeah. And like with DCA, you will win like 99% of cycles. Okay, that's like the good part about it. You will get a lot of wins, but if your risk management is poor, then like you can lose a lot of money with this. Yeah, you have to be aware of that, and you have to have a very good risk management, which is not easy to do. So yeah. But it seems like this works really well. Also, let's check the... Oh, there's one more thing I forgot. I wanted to check the lot sizing. The lot sizing is correct. You can see 0.01, 0.02. But I hope you know what is wrong with my code. We don't take the volume into an account when we check the profit. Yeah, we have to take the volume into an account when we check the profit and when we calculate it, but in the current state of our code, we don't do that. So let's do it. So the good thing is that the fix is very simple. We just have to get the lot sizing for that specific position, which is done like this. So position get double position volume, and then we have to calculate basically this. So let's do multiplier, which will be equal to lots divided by input initial lots. Okay, so what this means basically, if the lots is 0.01, if the lots are 0.02, then this is 0.01, so the multiplier is equal to 2. Therefore, what we will do next is that we will multiply the profit points by the multiplier variable. Okay, so if we are working with higher lot sizing, the profit like has more weight to it. Okay, so that's how we have to do this. So now when I start this, like we should see pretty similar backtest. We'll just like close the cycles sooner because yeah. And here, this is the perfect example. Perfect. So if you remember in the previous backtest where we like didn't update the code, this cycle right here ended up in a loss. Okay, so we lost those 4 buy positions. But now, since I updated the code and now it takes the volume into an account when we calculate the profit, it basically increases our chances of closing the cycles in a profit. Yeah, so this is how it looks like, this is how it works like, and this is exactly what we want. So this is very nice to see, to be honest. This is very, very nice to see. So let's just speed this up a bit, or no, let's not. Let's just wait. Yeah, so this is how it works. Yeah, this seems nice. We can test this without the visual mode just to like see how it can perform. Yeah, and this is not bad. Like usually, or most EAs that use DCA, then they don't incorporate the stop loss. They just go full risk mode basically. So let's just see what happens if you, for example, increase to this to 15,000. Okay, so let's just see. Yeah, and this is how it looks like. You win more. When you lose a lot. But yeah, this seems pretty nice. Like you also have to keep in mind that this DCA EA is very, very simple. I created a few DCA EAs so far, and like they can work really, really well, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to like put something together that makes sense with a good and proper risk management with other additional features such as time filter, volatility filter, and stuff like this. Yeah, so it's possible to have a good DCA EA, but just keep in mind that this is like very simple strategy. We can check what will happen if you, for example, increase the additional lot multiplier from 2 to 4, okay? Because now we basically reach the profits sooner, but so the losses. And yeah, so I think now is the time to optimize this, to see how this works. So the first thing we can optimize is RSI. Let's start 4, increase by 4, and let's do, for example, 44. Buy level and sell level, I think we can start at 10, increase by 5, and do 40. Yeah, the same thing here, so 90, 5, and 60. Initial loss, we will keep that. Additional loss multiplier, we will start at 1. That's an option, basically, where we don't want to increase the lot size. We will increase this by 0.25 to 3. Cycle take profit points. So cycle take profit points, we will start at 100, increase by 50, and we will do this to 500, for example. Stop loss points, let's start at 1000, increase by 1000, and let's do this to 10,000. And minimum distance points, we will also optimize this. Let's do 0, 100, and let's do like 1000. So, oh, sorry. Here I have to do this the other way around, so like this. Okay, so let's just do one backtest or one optimization on Euro USD on 50-minute time frame. Yeah, hopefully I will be able to do the backtest, because as you can see, I have to deposit more money into my MT5 or MQL5 account. So let's see, hopefully it will start the backtest. If not, I'm sorry, but yeah, I use the agents, so... Oh, it started, perfect. So let's just wait and see what will happen. Oh. Well, let's check. Oh, this is not bad. this is pretty nice, to be honest. Like, of course, we have to keep in mind that we are using like 0.01 lots on 10,000 account. But like, this is quite nice. Also keep in mind that we are working on one minute OHLC just for the sake of this optimization not taking too long. And as you can see, we are getting worse and worse outcomes, so that's why I will stop this. And let's check it. So let's sort this by the highest profit, basically. Oh, this is the lowest profit, this is the highest profit. And this, well, like, if you look at this, we took 630,000 positions over the last 5 years. So we are opening positions almost all the time here, and it only has 10% of drawdown. So I am really interested in seeing like how this works. Yeah, it seems like it will crash here. If it does, I'm sorry, but it seems like over 500,000 of positions. Well, yeah, let me just stop this. This is nonsense, obviously. Let's do this. This is 12,000 positions, which is also quite a lot, but it should run relatively well. So this is the backtest, and oh yeah, here you can see it. So the distance, like if you check the settings, minimum distance is 100 points, which is like almost nothing. And yeah, so it opens a lot of positions, a lot of them. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, so so this is something. This is something. Yeah, this is something. So input cycle stop loss is 8,000. Take profit is 250 points. So the risk reward ratio is not great, but with DCA EAs, this is always the case. So that's not something we should base our review on, let's say. If we check the backtest, we can see a few very interesting things. So the first interesting thing is that it takes almost 13,000 positions, which is a lot. And here on our chart, we can see why. Average profit rate is very, very close to our average losing rate. Yeah. What I am interested in is how well can this perform with every tick based on the real ticks, because like it's very easy for any EA to be profitable on 1 minute to HLC, but it's pretty difficult to do that on every tick based on the real ticks. This basically, yeah, it's even more difficult to do so when the EA uses very tight take profits or stop losses, and this one does. So here you can see that with every minute, every tick based on the real ticks data, it doesn't work so well. That's because of the spread, of delays, stuff like this, and also because the EA uses very, very tight take profits. But that's something we have to work with. But anyway, like, I think if we added like a few other things as well to this EA, such as like there's a lot of things we can add, this might have a potential. I created, as I said before, some DCA EAs. One of them is based on RSI and topology bands, and it works really, really well. So yeah, I think with some improvements here, this can work. Let me just test one more EA. One more setting. Let's do with this one, because now the take profit points for the cycle is 500 points, which is quite a lot. So it shouldn't be that, yes, it shouldn't be that dependent on the spread, yeah. So this seems quite nice, to be honest with you. So let me just check this on every tick based on the real ticks. Just to see how reliable these backtests are. And it seems like it is pretty reliable. Let's just wait. Okay, well, yeah, here it is. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Well, this is quite nice. This is quite nice. Yeah, like simple EA. I will stop this here, but like you can see that as we use higher take profits, the results are more reliable. Let me just test this on data that the EA haven't seen. Okay, so let's do, yeah, not great, but that's okay. Okay, so this is it. This is how you create simple DCA EAs. I would encourage you to try to create your own DCA expert advisor, try other filters, try adding something that makes sense to you, and yeah, just see how it goes. It's a good practice. So anyway, thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.